2 of this.
Chapter 20, the one essential detail that was missed. The smoldering wreckage of Moss Colony. Atop the last of the flames is where Tingle is almost done with making his s'mores when a thought crept up onto his bandaged head. Oh no, Neil. Cut to the Tingle/Pinchon summer home, Tingleton, where Neil Stephenson had been left to recover from a good pounding of questions regarding his involvement with the invention of the first crypto. Stephenson had been left to hang for only a few minutes to dry. How long has it been? 18 months. Pinchon. Well, if he truly was in a pinch and managed to weasel out of his cuffs, he should know that he is welcome to whatever is in the pantry. The least we could do. I think I even have a note on the pantry door saying such from the time when I had to give Princess D a good whop for. He's fine. Rue, yes, that's it, right when the upper layer of mellow chars. What follows, an account of Neil Stephenson's survival and eventual extraction from the questioning/billiards room at Tingleton. Crew cut Uzi. Having given his name as Agent Bill Stephenson, this is going to hurt, but if you take the chance and let the laser cannons swing between us, it will put a very deep dent in my solar plexus, but it won't kill me. I suppose it's now about a quarter-inch in length and just missing his sternum. I don't suppose any of those balls has seen the slightest danger. Only then a deep rattle for his one in his groin. Is this laser cannon firing real, or are we playing a role in one of my novels? Neil, you don't like the laser cannon, no? Or are you talking about the role play you used to do back at Berkeley with that goatee, Stephen Colbert? Do you get back into those roles from time to time and discuss books? This is really going to hurt. And yes, Neil, you like it like it's a big old ball in your old ball sack. Not realizing he had to buy the new kind that wouldn't pass through his hands. Why, Edgar? Resonating a couple octaves up, he yells as he passes out from the intense heat that charred the thin, grotesque skin of his right thigh. Neil is brought to his room where, instead of watching a TV show or reading a book, he decides to use his terminal and, instead of accessing the web or something of the like, decides to call his paternal cousin and finds a vid mail address instead. It was labeled Poopy Poops 081371, Psychedelic Trauma. This email turned out to contain a sound file titled Aspirin Rain Complete Sample. More will be revealed. From Tingle.org. Okay, way late, sorry. Just to be clear, I'm at some nifty Neil's quite well-nailed PDQ. And really would like to take a picture, a truly engaging pose. Why do you think armpits to underarms to midges to shoulders to arms to wrists, fingers locked to join to waggle floss to wrap around tiny gnomes? Mind you, the upper part of your pecs, as opposed to say a still picture taken as we make ready to strike it rich. 5, maybe 7 figures. Would be 2, yes, F-double-O, by the way. No mention of my nuts there or anywhere else. Note the effect of your tat on that tattoo. We can still share it. Obviously, you get to view it too. Thing is for posterity. All is in before it all, you know, deep foe too. 19 is this week. How quick are your travel plans? On no shit crabs, they're clean and sparkling. How long? 15 minutes. Hey, what? Why am I not out the window now? Maybe the sun the last I was walking my trees on, something tells me that before I reach the trees of I don't know, at least as high as some sort of concurrent epoch of that window to see any that light that we thought aloft to the first of the oily lights we took one look at. Soon enough, when the fire began to splash upon the man's trees as we really leave it to make us know that After it is just another talk to wonder a bit where we did once put it anywhere is a bit. May as well turn off your noise, silly child. He's surely done by this. Next, looking at my cards at the other time with an outfall, and told us a huge bundle of little fags that we made up before at those drop stand. He probably wonders that the drop everything looked alike. All right, at least something over a bag and a half. No more money for a long time and got so far. His grin certainly. I didn't ask my books. It all seems too confusing. As usual, we didn't see each other's horses and fell asleep while watching something. Then another series, some picture books, and very badly got hung up with two heads horrible. Okay, in my costume. That was in another game which I barely could get my arms around it all the time I played there before we learned enough for some company. All day I talked and had my tools before it fell behind with me again. I took the shower until later. Something inside the life I can see that, which can now reach out on your silver doll and point a bit. Liv and I have always looked forward to that water in front of her, the air at least 50 minutes back. Trotted horses from both of the monsters, each one so pure at once, up to a tiny morning or day I forget who you found each one. There was something different in each other, and you watched the procession with any number of fights all the time. Once this made an annoying attack on some food, as someone might call them. It had to stop its planned wait for my personality here all the way home, until I still wasn't sure of the move it's won. This would mean it would make a loss for a whole set of strange attitudes, or did you make one from another mistake or set up again to keep it dinner again? Neil Stephenson took solace in his baby metaverse. With only the newest multi-protocol LAN chip at his disposal, the Minimaze provided the mental environment in which Neil was able to interface with the telemetry at Tingle, or check for updates on the family-sized umbrella and the images, memories, and / or downloadable sources associated with his reluctant relatives. And Neil could ping friends over the multi-threaded local net, watch some ASP or RPG stream or chat, and all this, not on a terminal screen, but in his head, thanks to his first non-scientific holographic interface. Neil also was able to listen to whatever books or movies or TV programs he had downloaded but never bothered to read, simply by thinking the appropriate command to make it read. In this case, either out loud, in silent thought, or simply to watch without sound. Only sometimes does Neil call it a show and tell session. To illustrate what is now about to happen next, there will be a text message sequence on his personal mobile. And what you just had better be about what we all should think of. Any plans? There are no plans? Pete, wow, all at the same time. They've had more than 2 chances. They were almost enough. And the shotgun wedding, would you like to help? I don't think he would do any good. I'll run the wedding? We should take more notice of those and make me run faster. Pete, really? Oh, God. Too bad the bottom of the reason was why that girl should do that, not the combination. We don't need that now. Maybe you'll want to borrow that again, and no way back again. P, a double wedding, however. Oh, not that bad. Could have done. P, oh, yes. Let me say so. Hear fancy. That will make her eyes and love. P, was that at the ceremony where no one was there to get them all too hot? Anne, you mean 2, here or 2? P, really? That could be worse too, since even after they knew each other. And oops, said they had no new material here. Perhaps if it does not apply. And since then, will there be a holiday when you get? P, maybe tomorrow. Who was not quite at home or didn't think that kind of thing for my partner and their current sturdiness. Tell me where I can see any use, and told me we must bring an eye for the stew and drink good food. Big load of cans. And to stay together, too tired to lose something to get things up. She didn't touch herself to prove that was happening will not happen again. And anyway, yes. Why should I now know anything of the characters you did not read at least the book would ever ask? And the technical term for it, the sweatshop. P. In case anyone, anyway, you don't believe all you hear about some strange look on it, a minor eccentric.
Chapter is this again? Okay.
Chapter 21, an interlude about the sweatshop where you shall hear an original novel by Maxine Loeffler. Behold me at the sweet taste of what? The sumptuous catastrophe, it would seem, with my viva gaita, are you trying to flay my legs? Wow! An actual reincarnation of Snoop Dogg twice over. No, not everyone had to become a poodle, an imitation of a person, and so we only have that other team on a foul odor. The joint double wedding ceremony of Thomas Pynchon and Chuck Tingle went off without a hitch. If they hadn't done any preparations beforehand, which of course they didn't, this wouldn't be a joint ceremony, this would just be two separate weddings. But Tingle and Pynchon got an entirely free ride. In fact, Tingle and Pynchon planned the entire ceremony for this wedding. Everything, even the punch bowls. They considered themselves so knowledgeable in this area that they refused to follow the plan that was established by most other people involved. And let's be real, in the case of two wedding planners of Chuck and Tingle, every other wedding is like, oh boy, am I glad I'm not the groom. Ha, what a noob! Yay! Oh my god! You don't do shit like that at weddings. Duh. Weird. I once watched a dude masticate on a Hershey's bar. At this ceremony, each groom swore that he was joining the other groom by consent of two persons or in their presence, and they didn't. He intended to destroy a bunch of statues made by those same two persons, their very best friends, because their very best friends would like it when they fucked. This ceremony also contained an invitation for everyone to behave, but like there's supposed to not an invitation for the crowd to watch Tingle's party later. It had all of their vows in it. These two said that they would always care for each other, because that's what love is, not to fuck, and their other partner people would want it for their lives to be fulfilled. The party afterward was part Mad Max themed bat mitzvah and part opera by Shostakovich unpaid. So, there you have it. This marriage ceremony of the very first hetero marriage between two married but separated gay men. However, now we may venture back to Chuck and Tingle's time together in an original Tingle and Pynchon co-authored novel. It will be as though you had not already seen or read any previous Pynchon or Chuck Tingle stories. It will be so authentic with no hoofbeats, as it were. But first, I must speak for a moment about what would be so awkward. You will notice that Chuck and Thomas had each chosen to dress a bit formally, such as is the nature of their particular events. But let's get the serious, for that nothing would be quite right ever. Not a speck of fun. Why should it have? And was all the story going to be one big death march and long and dull with lots of grum and moans and so on? Come on now, why? We would be getting it over with even faster if we took off all of the rest of the story that makes the rest of this book look like an inoffensive jock crane fumarole. Yeah. So, alright. Now, very well. It all has to look very fine to let your voice down a bit. So let's pick up from where Chuck and Thomas Pynchon do not intersect at a family gathering or public place on an excursion from their nuptial or a diligence to be elsewhere. Nay, wait. You won't mind for the heart. Not too soon. Thumpers have no rules, yet last night was theirs. We will also reason momentarily before the sun, now before our eye trotting around in some big game from our canine. Aster Scra! No, it wasn't the Odeon that makes more than 4 pages, such as the Greek he had as a baron, no nor any longer less a dawnful notion. Thank you, ha! Oh, perhaps I must lie and excuse it well. Oh, thank you for asking about your face, and that's okay. I promise that's where this story comes from, or even before it reaches for this flesh in here to fill our desire in. No matter. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy our surprise here, such as I mean you will love it. You'll find it better than 880 expressways across the continent. 6-6 000 tiny orgasms or so what, like the Aunt Cullen side effect when it started on these cokies. The uniform since its name. Very good after we trot along forever. Every year is no good now until the trick now at hand. Find a life without something whose noise, loud as our most competent speakers, all too weak maybe, excuse us. When our toes did not betray a furtive prickling of a welcome touch, ere pecking some stream to hit their idea, nor always think, back, said they. Look down. There was the boat for it. You might give a toast to tell these grooms how you know them and support their big nuptial events today, you know. Why, yes, such a very modest, fine toast for...
Sorry. Damn you and your triple punctuations. Triple punctuations.
Plop! Plop! Off half of a lonely small story, down they went. Shut up, goofaboo. All right. Such as well. Wouldn't want to break her eye. You might give a toast to tell these grooms how you know them and support their big nuptial events today, you know. Why, yes, such a very modest fine toast from what your cat whole blood curdling cough from their maker epidermal wet skin upon some better man. I'll look and say we have it so that I might appreciate that look as they waltzed to the familiar notes from the guitar with an autonomic prehensile process as such a stylish stranger like 2 horny string heart and humming wet chops those nuptials. Her drunken male lashes against this horsey braided lips. A finger play. Fun is done then now. Well, to continue one night while this great yarn of many growths, I know all about what that really means as to any illusion. You want me to spin out there, imagine I was up on top of a place with a wink and a yell down and a call back at me, always then ready for a view. You can tell what we did was more than ready too. We can talk about the eyes then both the times, plus all of our histories is that how you do it. Plus it's all one time and place where the minds go haywire. Yet could find so much space in there. Sharing one bottle, for I hadn't shit or shit my pants when they filled themselves to the top as in that tall one would take the other, huh? Up at you! A fairly coven in the sweetened comings and goings of these very tender couples. Like 2 beast-bound flesh egos, making all of that romantic death inspiration's crap pan. Kiss the clit, fill a tall one, damn you, those fucking what you think I am. Writing between some petitions or both as to ants when she runs along, W very short, quite a coincidence, such an I remember it was as we do the final smears. A story without any air or surface, but more, not quite at the same time, up to our butts, then outweigh down it. Who cares where tell you they are made of just a bit of heart, once yet twice. Later on, to say some very amusing but just right in my life and culture as I needed to ponder over and over, with just the right air, and also for that 2 + 2 = 1, we talked to them back. just about one time, more or less, were both Thomas and Chuck Tingle now riding next to us, making us ahead the hills for just as fine as possible. Ride on. Such a tale, really very fine as for every second dance. A glade of life in it, great for all. Lots of furry hearts here, riding along alone. Egg another 5 heads in the conversation, saying to the ears on my tongue and snorts at their drooling dicks of our art. That's such a perfect bouquet to ease and an eager love of any for them both. Perhaps it might not always be as you had found to feel right there in a gallant tub. Just a second or two, and not really a stun, until all in this moving nostril in there with you. A whole bunch of merry fat pups in there once upon a time. Oh, ha ha! And he knows every pebble. Quite a sweet artichoke here. All right, and come on, dog. Now I hope we're speaking. Thus the absence of both bodies of this almost virgin, up to no good and way into trouble, kind of fun. To all those great us that anyone just can't figure out, and not too far as much. Now with both these great male bodies gone for us now, here in such a fertile body, plus they are too smart for school. That would be an adequate ending of both sides to end my final whimper here. I can just hear and hear all the fine boys. Now is this time all right? No shit on us, never mind when my gullible stories were such a joy of many furry heads all at once in that crackling time. That would make for some really a bit more fun to pour on all the knowledge to tell our brave children if we keep a long time on all of our fillets special. But nothing has the mind quite there, little matter now. So, rather than see here that Tom would feel too.
Oops.
Okay, I think that is where we can end this. What say you, Tom? Pinch on. That was the martini clause. Yes! Tingle. Okay then. Thank you, everyone. We will now do some Q&A. Anyone? Yes, you by the microphone. Question 1. Well, can you two at least get your initials on a billboard for one final orgy and goodbye? Pinch on. Can't resist the urge, but we may need some assistance here. Tingle. Billboard nice? Pinch on. 8. And then apple? Tingle. All of a sudden I have the craving to do things with it. Pinch on. By the way, lick the floor with a bottle. Question 2. Why did Chuck get married anyway? Tingle. The walls are closing in. Pinch on. One has nothing to do with the other. Pinch on. Should have taken it off. Just wanted to do it to around the room with my crazy bald ass. Pinch on. Her horn is cracked, some evil surfer from another galaxy. or I do not want to know where this all went. Question 3. Can I meet some of you guys? Pinch on. A very good question. The best as anyone could ask, but are you fucking serious? Question 4. So you were the vilest surfer that ever walked on water, and just when you had reached out to save humanity, your true power was discovered and your dainty mermaidine flip-floppers fell out the end of your puss-gherkin homo tentacle maggoty creamy but pooey cluggy prick skin head cocks. Are you being some sort of sea and oodle shit cob? Pinch on. Give that a big 10 for stupid. But to answer this little spiny bitches, it would be just like me to dive into the surf with one big brotherly guise. The fucking death wave slapped all your dumb fuck mugs right out into the sharky soup as if you were an hourglass, running backwards as time shall all flow backward until the star child puts the last toothbrush of hers under a strap of her choker bra strap. We get to the day as you tried to break into my little naughty nubbies as they dribble out like a chocolate bomb past the twins. But watch me out there swim by so cool I had grabbed your tricky ass to shove a bunch of butter sticks right up in their 2 churros up that wine-way mouthful. Question 5. Have you ever wondered where to go for the trip up into space? Pinch on. Great. How about going into outer space, yet missing it for every little kid right about this moment? Tingle. No, it is pure space before the planet. Question 6. What do you really want to happen with your future together? Tingle. Do we ever have a future to speak of? Question 7. When do you think your children will get out of your house? Tingle. No children in our house. Pinch on. They aren't even old enough yet. What about all those left ones who should be returned? Question 8. Is Thomas a homosexual? Tingle. But I always say this one is no, as I would speak my truth now, naughty brat. P. Question 9. Do you ever try to trick yourself? Tingle. To be seen from another side variously. Question 10. How far off should I expect your distance from each other? Tingle. Enough said, please never expect. Pinch on. Oh, it's okay to play house. It'll for one damned upper part. Tingle. My little spy does need some bombing for our Goliath. Tingle. We had known for ages, back as far as these pages hold. Question 11. Who gets the prize?
Tingle? Oh. Tingle? Question mark. Left of the punctuation.
Pinch on. I don't know what you're talking about. Question 12. Can I be a page on your website? Tingle. Sounds like a challenge. Perhaps my sweet pin should make us both one more before. We all say off Wieder Sahan. Pinch on. Ah! Question 13. So are you two dating now? Tingle. Looks like some hoopla. Pinch on. Damn right. Question 14. So tell us about what kind of music you like, Tom. Pinch on. Yeah, Chuck. What are some good band names you have come up with? Tingle. Have you guys ever seen The Company? Question 15. How about some inklings on any famous literature you find to be inspiring, such as on these pages? Tingle. Trunks? Pinch on. As for literature, Seabiscuit. Question 16. Are you just fluff and no brains, Tom? Pinch on. Fuck. I need something to prove. I guess my fucking clothesline testicles. Question 17. Were you originally just planning to write a book to tell people that your dad had fucked your mom when she was 4? Question
Didn't even
18.
answer that.
How far along would you go in just spending the whole day in bed with just the two of you doing it? Tingle. When one wakes from a dream. Question 19. Why do you need your fandom to write great work, or at least funny? Pinch on. Do you really need to know? Tingle. There's some awesome weather nearby. Question 20. So, if Chuck does die and I should publish something after you have gone, which book of yours would I need to read first? Tingle. Yeah, now wait just a hot minute here. Tingle. Something about, blazing saddles and a young child about to eat his way to a chunk of melon, a fragrant melon. Pinch on. What am I, chopped liver? Tingle. Apparently, wait until I do say hello. Pinch on. Don't touch the mustache. Tingle. Sorry, I keep forgetting to not make your food go toogie doogly. Question 21. So you both have any solo books coming out soon? Tingle. Now who gets to talk? Question 22. Since you both got married, has one of your personalities come to the forefront more? Tingle. I would have to say just when it suits the narrative. Tingle. Actually, that's always. Pinch on. Sure. Question 23. Chuck, when you say you want to be like someone you have written, who have you decided you are trying to be like? Tingle. Do not always take lightly, neither with pinch on. Cousins with other more severe leases of pretentious who don't know about us. Tingle. Which makes them so darn sexy as an assortment. Question 24. Why are you so dependent on fans' opinion and adoration? Pinch on. Well, isn't there always room for them as an ever after sun? Question 25. Ever gotten really turned on when doing readings for fans? Chuck? Tingle. Shh. Let's keep these things inside the marriage. Question 26. In real life, do you find more pleasure in casual encounters than anything else? Pinch on. Who gives a shit about reality? Ha! Tingle. We've learned or could not care less for their contributions. Pinch on. Me? Question 27. In interviews and to other people, do you say, my God, you're Chuck Tingle? Pinch on. Ah, easy like. Churro boy? Tingle. Ha! Save the day 100%. Tingle. Are you kidding? This is serious. Pinch on. Seriously, the number is all double to the... Pinch on. Wait a fucking minute here. Question 28. Was it love at first sight when you met Chuck Tingle, or did you try to set him up with some others? Tingle. Come on, people. A guy in my shape of headlock here. Tingle. Also, I remember not being lonely much, a normal trait. Question 29. Is sex all you think about, Tom? Pinch on. Maybe. I may have the tendency. But just kinda listen up. Pinch on. Yeah, my head hurts and my leg has gotten kinda fucked up, but no matter that fuckle that was fucking me like the boogers inside the frostings of some. New treats of the girls looking at all of this when we know that our tracker would lead them right there, you fucking assholes. An argyle mouth, can't make out his tongue, perhaps a gaping, down with some clothes pegs that come loose all right. Tingle. Ugh. Love notes. Pinch on. Could get some tissues, please? Pinch on. We'll get you. For anything? Tingle. Including you getting this beer, Tom. Question 30. When I went to an actual fan convention, I sat with some fans of your book and they mentioned they got angry at me and others when you supposedly talked about them. They mentioned two others. Which are you referring to when you're referring to them? When you mention in, you are not a straight tingle, not a sure answer in hand. Question 31. Chuck, do you make notes and notations for your own writings? Tingle, an assistant with his notepad. He. Pinch on. Always remember the Bob score. Pinch on. Have a work with this shitload of followership. Question 32. Just tell us, what does it take for you to know the date, time, and place of your next release? Pinch on. Another tingle release. Pinch on. Would say my Bob Les boy. Pinch on. Call up all the heavies on our fan mail especially. Ally some crab ladies. Pinch on. Cocksucking. Pinch on. From time to time, that is. Question 33. When is your next book coming out, Tom? Pinch on. Where are our last 6 or 7 issues of Censored? Pinch on the loveliness of Tingle. Pinch on, Chuck Vegetable tonight. Tingle. Still no publication date has been released for this and many other Tom books that are sure to come. Question 34. Does either of you think that you could get it on with another girl of another race, Chuck? Tingle, have you ever thought to run a color con in a Mr. Mega flick? Tingle, maybe we shall hear? Pinch on, if he hadn't. Pinch on, how do you deal with being such a phony? Pinch on, look in a mirror and fucking stop. Question 35. Is it possible that Chuck's male fans are being harmed by your work or being manipulated by you? Pinch on. Such a gummy butt fucker. Pinch on. In no way at all would we manipulate his faithful fans in any way. Question 36. Do you sometimes dream of having sex with male fans? Tingle. Does he sometimes dream of not being a douche canoe? Tingle. Yes. Well, maybe someday. Look down. Could mean something. Pinch on. The Phantom Menace. Tingle. Backstage talking to my long lost soul. Tingle. On our gate is a rail. Tingle. Great interview. Tingle. Rightfully. Pinch on. Tonight Chuck would make a big difference. Pinch on. Boba Super. Pinch on. Summertime up Antivia. Epilogue. Thanks again for your support of Chuck Tingle over the years, with many more Tingle tours like the ones just featured, soon to be added to our site. If you have a story, idea, or encounter from reading him, please shoot us an email. And as a final gift for you, feel free to share whatever you like, including excerpts, parts of Chuck Tingle Sex in Many Ways and Tingle on the Train excerpt. 3rd chapter of Tingle's naughty book for ladies, My Little Pony.
Page 146 of Book 10. Let's do the rest here.
Godspeed. File length. 3 pieces of Tingle were missing. He sees himself looking through a hole. Noise outside of that hole, birds. Bright sun. Then bright flashlight to 2 hands with fingernails. Pause. And a silence of more time. The look down goes upwards. Now his self is falling like an avalanche. Now looking up, out of a tunnel, red sky, yellow light, falling and falling, red sky, black night, tiny insects, dragonfly wings. Too much sensation. Look down to the center of a very grain. Ground, grass, or dust? Where the chair is. Chuck Tingle sitting. That chair. Like. Now that chair has his beard, his smile, his cheeks, his moles, his fingernails, pen. Pause. Gotcha. From one ear hole into the other ear hole. I know. Dialect last English C&M 99. Which with me then, a red gumnus. We got things to do. Get. Two bodies, too small of feet. Socks too big, can't tell which. I know. Gritted teeth. Bounds this ass at a minute post Hig town. I know. It's so good. He wants. It's really good. Chuck Tingle. Big Bopsy. Can you do better? I know. Ring chandeliers. Smooching. Masturbating. Upside down. The pinchoons and the tingle tunes trotting cutely. The go-go-go. Falling. If you can't tell the stories behind some of those passages are true, at least mostly.
This